welcome back to another episode of the Under Review Podcast, episode 62. As always, I'm your host, Todd. Alongside me is my co-host, Marty.
So far, no technical difficulties, but we're only 20-something seconds in.
Yeah, we haven't been on that long. But, so, we're nearing the end of our team previews, which only means college football is a month away.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Well, as the point of we're recording, it is technically a full month for Auburn as they kick off on August 29th. But as this airs, it'll be August 31st, I want to say. So, yeah. Perfect timing.
At least we can count our days, right?
I only know that because I had to write it so many times a day.
I did too, but I got confused.
Yeah. But, well, always thank God for bringing us here to another wonderful week. I guess we can call it that so far.
Midweek.
It just started, but also want to thank the wives for everything that they do. Want to thank Tactical Home and Pest.
Are you blanking today?
I don't have the number. I don't have my phone.
Wow. Where did your
Precise Roofing and Precise Roofing and Restoration. Want to thank Hunter Brassfield and Nicholas Adams over at the Dadpod, HCS Media and Hayden Coker, Jud Dickinson, Brandon Trammell, Brandon Trammell, Cody Mealer, and all of the creative team. Without further ado, before we get started, we're going to take a word from our sponsor.
This episode of the Under Review Podcast is brought to you by Chuck's Heating and Air. Chuck has over 40 years of service and experience with residential services. He services most makes and models. He is Alabama licensed, bonded, and insured, and locally owned and operated. Are you hot and you're supposed to be cool? Are you cool and you're supposed to be hot? Then you've got a problem. Call Chuck. Area code 256-892-2757. Again, 256-892-2757. Chuck's Heating and Air.
256-892-2757. For all your heating and air needs, just call Chuck. So, like I said, we only got 2 weeks left, which is for team preview.
Oh, are you? Yeah, okay.
2 weeks left. We have these two teams, and two next teams. 2 next week. I'll talk sometime today. But
I'll fumble McGee's there.
Yeah. But we're going to talk about Tennessee Volunteers and the Texas Longhorns. 2 teams that had a pretty decent year last year. Texas, again, they pronounced them to, or say should win the SEC this year. Tennessee, after the whole situation they're saying about mid-pack. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, definitely mid-pack. Tennessee lost a lot, not just Nico, but the other guys we'll talk about. Texas has got a chance to run the table to be right there with LSU, so it's going to be good stuff to follow with that Texas team.
Again, I guess starting off the season, got to do it like I did last year. I just don't have a lot. Week 1 for Texas really going to say a lot. First regular season start week 1 start for Arch Manning as they go up against Ohio State at Ohio State, as it is Julian Sands' first week 1 start. So there's a lot on the table. I'm not throwing all my bread inside the bread basket with Arch Manning. We all know that. That's where bread goes, is a bread basket. Ask me how I know.
That's not the saying. I thought it was all your eggs. But you got eggs too, though.
Yeah, well, don't throw all your chickens in the plucker at once either, so. Yeah. But I just don't – I don't know. I need to see him more, especially week 1 against Ohio State will give me more of a feel on how I feel about Texas throughout the season. It is Ohio State, the defending national champions. It's not Ball State. It's not
Kansas State,
Tennessee, Chattanooga. It's not Uncle Joe's pickup team from down the street. It's a championship caliber team, and it's week 1. That will define how I will see Texas for the rest of the year. On Tennessee side, hold on real quick. On Tennessee side, I don't know. There's a lot of questions to be answered. We're not going to answer them all this right here because there's so much.
Too many.
Especially, only getting this done in, a 48-hour span.
True.
A very busy week. But, I don't see a lot of the puzzle pieces. I think they took 3 steps back from last year's team.
Oh, most definitely.
And we'll start getting into that. You was going to say something?
No more than usual.
Well.
Oh, that was a shine. I guess I could have hit that before.
Yeah.
It's a shiny tee, though.
That is a shiny tee. Josh Heupel has a 37-15 overall record and a 20-12 SEC record in his time as head coach of the Tennessee Volunteers from 2021. In 2022, his best season, Tennessee finished with 11-2 with an Orange Bowl win and victory over Alabama. Heupel was hired as Tennessee's head coach on January 27, 2021. And then, as you see, Josh Heupel is the modern-day Bobby Hill.
Bobby Hill.
But how do you feel about Heupel?
I think he's a good coach. I don't dislike him or just want him to be on my team, but he's a good coach. I mean, yeah, he had some really good players last year, but did struggle. And sometimes I thought there was some decision making in some of the later games in the season that were iffy. But still, you're pulling out an Orange Bowl win against Alabama, so you got to be doing something.
Yeah, and 37-15 for 5 seasons or so is not really bad,
No, that's what
more than
3,
half.
4. Yeah, I can't math well, but I know that's more than half.
Yeah, I can't either. Key departures is quarterback Nico Iamaleava, as we've all said, running back Dylan Sampson, and then wide receiver Squirrel White. Biggest 3 competitor players on both sides of the ball that I could find. Nico, as we have always said, had potential to be freshman player of the year last year. If he didn't, it's been a long year, so I couldn't tell you if he won it or Lenore's won it.
Lenore, I think. Or they might have been Coes.
Could have been. But, let's see, pulling up the statistics real quick. He threw for 2,616 yards on 213 completions, 19 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Offensive line hurt him a little bit with 28 sacks. But Dylan Sampson was by far, to me, I won't say the best running back in the SEC, but he was in good company.
Yeah.
1,491 yards on 22 touchdowns on 258 carries, 5.8 yards per carry. Yeah, almost 1,500 yards. He had a lot of 400-yard rushing games, too.
Yeah, that's pretty good for SEC standard-wise.
And then Squirrel White, like I said, he had a pretty down year. 381 yards on 34 catches, 11.2 average for 2 touchdowns. The only person that had more than, the most on the team was 6. So he was really spreading the ball out evenly. Evenly. All right, so we know Nico went to UCLA.
Mm-hmm. Where did Dylan and Squirrel go?
Dylan Sampson got drafted.
I
think they both went to the NFL draft.
NFL. Well deserved, though. Them are really good, talented players.
Let's see what I can find real quick. Freaking fire. So they went to Tennessee.
Dylan Sims.
Dylan Sampson went 4th round, 24th overall pick to the Cleveland Browns.
They could use him.
Yeah. And Squirrel White, I guess, transferred. I think he went to Florida State. I think that's what I saw.
Okay. Oh, that Alabama-Florida game just is going to get better. Florida State game's getting better and better.
They also lost another receiver, Brew McCoy, who was pretty good on the catching the ball for them as well. He had 472 yards, 39 catches, and 2 touchdowns as well.
That's a whole lot of offense on the screen right here that Tennessee lost.
Exactly. You're 3 top guys mostly, pretty much, not counting offensive line or whatever. Key additions coming in at the running back position is Star Thompson, transfer over from Duke Blue Devils, 871 yards on 213 carries. He had a lot of carries, so back that's you usually don't see that many carries for an ACC team as well as a Duke veer and shoot type offense. They like to throw the ball a lot, but 213 carries on 871 yards, 7 touchdowns. Then they're getting a big offensive tackle, the 11th national rated player coming from Providence Day in Charlotte, North Carolina. Usually they don't rate offensive linemen pretty well, but when you're inside the top 25 as an offensive lineman, you're obviously doing something wrong.
Right.
And then Amari Jefferson, transfer over from Alabama, who's originally from Chattanooga, Tennessee. He sat last year, so he will be a redshirt freshman for them. Don't really know, gets playing time with that depth chart, but with all the key losses from the wide position for Tennessee,
he's definitely going to be on it this year. So
he has enough room. Highly rated guy coming out of high school. So look for him, to be one of those guys that you don't know that came to Tennessee and then by midseason probably about 500 yards, 5 or 6 touchdowns.
Everybody's wanting his autograph.
Right. Players to watch, as we said before, quarterback Joey Aguilar coming over from Appalachia State. Wide receiver. You okay?
Who was that?
I don't know. Chris Braswell II. He's a junior. He's a wide receiver. And then Colton Hood's a sophomore coming from Colorado University. I think Colton Hood, they didn't have a lot of good pickups on the defensive side of the ball through the transfer portal. Had a lot of young guys coming in, highly touted signings, corners. But I think Colton Hood, only a sophomore that played a lot. I think he was opposite from Travis Hunter.
He was.
So he had a lot of points, got a lot thrown at him. Now coming over to this Tennessee defense, there's no Travis Hunter on the other side. Look for him. I'm saying he's probably going to be the captain of that team as only a sophomore, to be exact. Going to be big playability from this Colton Hood kid.
Yeah, I think as well. Like I said, he got thrown a lot to him last year because, like you said, the opposite side of Travis Hunter. But I don't think it made him better because he had a lot of highlights for himself as well. So I firmly believe that he's going to be a captain early on this Tennessee team.
2 interceptions, 6 pass deflections, 24 tackles, 20 solos. So, like I said, got targeted a lot on that other side of that ball. And also, since we're talking about Colorado, everything going on with Dion just got cured from bladder cancer the other day, Monday.
Right. That's crazy that he's been going through all that. And like I said, I know he's a very private person for something, especially his health. But he's still going to be there. He's still coaching.
Yep. He said he would come back. So,
yeah, I couldn't imagine. Lost some toes and a bladder.
You're half there.
Hey, if I lose a bladder, we all going to be in trouble.
So, Tennessee's schedule. I done swapped over. Hold on 1 second. I know it's on the screen, but all right. All right, so we're starting August 30th against Syracuse, 11 a.m. on ABC. As much as, yes, this is Syracuse, but I will say this is going to be a show-me game for them in this new-looked offense. I say that because Syracuse got Frank Brown, I want to say is his name, is a very good head coach. Turned them around, especially being inside the SEC, or ACC, excuse me. So with that being said, I'm going to still give the win to Tennessee, but it's going to be a close game, I want to say.
Yeah, I like Tennessee, but I think it's going to be a whole lot closer than it should.
Mm-hmm. And then September 6th is their first home game against East Tennessee State, 2:30 on the SEC Network and ESPN Plus. That is the first game as East Tennessee State's running back coach, Kerryon Johnson.
Oh, from the Blue Boys?
Yeah. But I give it Tennessee.
Yep. 2-0 here. 2-0. I don't think that goes much further than that.
No, because September 13th, you welcome in Georgia, 2:30 on ABC. Give that one to Georgia.
Yep.
Then Trent Dilfer and the boys come in on September the 20th as UAB takes them on at 11:45 on the SEC Network. You know who I'm taking.
I know who you're taking, but they're horrible.
Tennessee. Oh, yeah, them too.
Oh, yeah. God. And I want UAB to be so good.
I want Trent Dilfer to succeed. I really do.
Right. But just, man, I watched them. I caught a couple of their games last year, and it was very, very hard to watch.
Yeah.
That's what your hat and shirt says.
Not right now. But
not right.
Yeah. September 27th, their first away game is at Mississippi State. What are you thinking here? Now, it's if you want to play your first SEC game, good thing it's at Mississippi State, though. I will say that.
It's at State, but State's got the 12th man.
No, they got the Cowbells.
Oh, yeah, I'd rather not. College Station is 12th man.
Yeah, we'll get to them next week.
But I'm just telling you, I could not listen to that dadgum rattling.
For 6 minutes, yeah.
Oh, no.
Game time, at least.
So I want to give the advantage here to State.
I was going to say the same thing. Like I said, I expect big things from Mississippi State this year, and I'm giving them the win at home against Tennessee. Then October the 11th, they're coming back home to play Arkansas.
As much as I bragged on Arkansas a lot, and like I said, we talked about the first couple of weeks. I just don't know. It depends where Aguilar's at. I mean, these are, like I said, we talked last week, the later you get into the season, this is where you should have more of a team identity.
Right. By October, you really should.
Yeah, especially if you have any chance to play in the playoffs and not have therefore losses. Excuse me.
So who you end up giving it to right now?
Woo Pig.
All right. I can agree with that because I also going to give them the next two as well. That is October 18th at Alabama. I'm giving it to Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
And then October 25th, they're going to, I about said Rupp Arena, Kroger Field.
That ought to be fun to watch.
Lexington. And I'm giving it back to Kentucky. So they're great. 3-1 start turned really ugly from my perspective right here.
Three losses in a row. Then I think you can catch next two.
Yeah, and that is November 1st at home against Oklahoma, and then November 15th at home against New Mexico State, 3:15 on the SEC Network. Could be both bounce-back games for them. Definitely give them New Mexico State game.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give them Oklahoma. And that November 22nd, their last away game at Florida.
Oof.
Really a toss-up to me.
I don't know. Like we talked about in the you talked about in the Florida episode that I didn't, but I think Florida's got a chance to really turn it around this year.
Oh, I didn't talk about that then. You didn't listen to me. Because I do not agree with that.
I don't know. I think they can run a little bit on some of their momentum, but it's as far as DJ can take them.
But again, like this is just what we see from all the camps, all the newspapers, articles, and stuff that we see that we're just projecting this off of.
Newspaper. When's the last time you've seen a real live newspaper? Exactly.
They're still fun to look at, but I'm gonna give it to Florida.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Florida as well.
And then November 29th at home against Vanderbilt. I'm taking the daggum Commodores in to get this rivalry back. Give me Vandy.
I'm still going to take Tennessee, but I think you need more than one win every 600 years to be a rivalry.
Look, listen. We got to keep Vandy around because they're the smartest school. That's the only reason they're still in the SEC, and everybody knows it. They just make us look good academically.
Well, that would be about it. So
It is about it. I mean, they're just now getting relevant again.
well, but Pavia's gone next year, so
And Stowers.
We suck again.
But we're going to flip our attention over to the Texas Longhorns. What we got for
Horns up, horns down, horns up, horns down.
them?
Only reason, the best part about I like about Texas is that's where Undertaker.
Yeah.
Wait, see, Undertaker.
Yeah. Along with everybody else on your shirt. Steve Sarkisian has a 38-17 record in 4 seasons as the head coach of the Texas Longhorns. With the team making it to the college football playoff semifinals in the last 2 seasons, he is considered one of the top coaches in college football, known for his recruiting, player development, and program building. He's got all the archetypes in college football.
Right. So, do you think it's time for him to get into the national championship and win it?
It's not really. He's doing everything he can. It's just he's got the bad luck of the draw these past couple of years. I mean, he about got beat by who was it? It wasn't Boise State. Who was it?
Oh, that second round match.
Arizona State.
Arizona State, yeah, both Scatterbo. Yeah.
That was a very good game. But key departures, sticking on the offensive side, Quentin Ewers, 3,472 yards, 12 interceptions to 31 touchdowns on 293 completions, 65%. And then we're going to talk about 2 wide receivers here. And we're talking about Matthew Golden, go Pack go, 987 yards, 58 receptions, 9 touchdowns. And then Isaiah Bond, 540 yards, 34 receptions, and 5 touchdowns.
Formerly of Alabama.
Right.
So are they draft? Well, Matt Golden, go Pack go, and then Isaiah, where'd he go?
Prison.
It's possible.
Well, he killed a man or something.
Did he?
Yeah, look into it. He did something very bad. That's why he didn't get drafted.
Oh. But anyway, back to the.
And then for Quentin Ewers, Miami Dolphins, 7th round.
So this is pretty much a lot of your offensive put out for Texas had last year.
But, looking actually everything, like these are only the 3 key departures. They lost an offensive lineman in the first round, a cornerback in the first round, defensive tackle in the second round, an edge in the 4th round, a safety in the 2nd round, a 6th round offensive tackle, Gunnar Helm, the tight end, a 4th round pick, and then Jaden Blue was a 5th round pick. And then,
I forgot Jaden Blue.
Yeah, so like this team was stacked with draftable talent, I'll say. But that's good. That I say it's good, but you put all that many players in the draft, but you turn around and see what team you got behind them. That's going to depend on your recruiting and your transfers and stuff like that. So they lost their top 3 receiving core from last year.
Yeah, so
Golden, Helm, and Bond.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look into that Bond business.
Yeah. But they're getting some guys over. We're talking about a wide receiver coming in. Emmett Mosley, the 5th, transferred over from Stanford. Jack Idris transferred over from Cal. And then Brad Spence transferring in over from Arkansas. I'm leaving that in. But I want to talk about this Jack Idris kid. Tennessee. Tight end. Here we go again. But Steve Sarkisian, as you saw last year, loved the way Gunnar Helm played. Gunnar Helm had the 2nd most touchdowns on this team. Did everything well. Now, can Jack Idris come in and do the same thing? 623 yards on 56 catches, only 2 touchdowns last year. So, definitely going to be a target that they need. 6'4", 240 pounds, and he'll be a junior. So, 11 yards per game. I feel like him coming in is going to help that Gunnar Helm void just a little bit more than it was.
Mm-hmm. But these two guys here is going to come into our next guy that we talk about. Really, that sophomore quarterback, Arch Manning. I think this is Arch's chance to really either solidify his spot or be like, he's just a name on the back of a jersey.
I feel that. Because if he messes up, there's this kid from Auburn, Alabama, Matthew Caldwell, came over from Troy, that is ready to take his position if he, messes up. I didn't know they had two kids from Alabama on their team.
Who's the other?
In the quarterback position. Carol Lacey from Saraland.
Oh, yeah.
Anywho, but if Arch somehow, maybe gets hurt or, messes up, Caldwell will be there. Caldwell has that experience, led Troy to a great, outstanding season this past year. He will be there to fill that void if, like you said, how I believe, it's just the name on the back of a jersey.
Mm-hmm. Now, granted, his uncles and his papa and all that other stuff, but I don't know. The kid's talented. He played a lot, but now it's going to be snap in. It's going to be drive for drive for drive, always Arch. So he's going to be heavily under the microscope as he has been since he went to Texas. So every pass, every step, every time he wipes his nose is going to be under a microscope, and people are waiting for this kid to fail. They really are, and that stinks. But
not to that effect. It's like I don't see the hype around him now. When he comes out and he'll throw for about 600 yards a game, I'll retract
Jackson Dart games.
Right, I'll retract this statement. But as of right now, he hasn't proved to me he's the man for this job. To me, the man for this job is Matthew Caldwell.
But
he's proven he's won games. Arch knows the system, though. That I can't,
That's going to be his
exactly.
Where he evens it out.
But even though he is a sophomore this year, does he go through a sophomore slump without even having a good freshman year?
I mean, as far as that was, I don't know, because like I said, everything is ins and outs now. He's QB1. There's no Quinn Ewers or anybody else to kind of take the breath off if he throws a pick or something like that. So I think this is a good question to have, but a bad question to have for Texas.
Right. And then Ryan Wingo, also a sophomore, had an outstanding freshman season. Very underrated. Fourth best wide receiver for Texas. 472 yards, 2 touchdowns on 29 catches. Also ran for 5 yards 100 yards on 5 carries for 0 touchdowns, but averaged 20 yards per carry on those jet touch passes and jet sweeps and stuff like that. Ryan Wingo is very fast, very electric. Ready for him to be that sit-in wide receiver 1 position. But, again, sophomore slump could be a thing with this kid, with him getting more snaps, more wide receiver 1 looks.
Right. So, now, is that Wingo kid, is he any tied to the Georgia Wingos that come?
See, you talked about this last year. I cannot tell you.
Ain't you supposed to think
Mingos, Wingos, Lingos, I don't know. There was a lot of them.
And Dingoes.
Georgia LSU.
The LSU, yeah, okay. That makes sense.
And then the leading tackler last year for the Texas Longhorns is coming back, and that is linebacker Anthony Hill Jr., who's also will be a junior this year.
Junior. Oh, okay, that's why I raced the junior.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hank Williams Jr.
113 tackles, 59 solos, 54 assists, 8 sacks, 1 pass deflection, 1 pass deflection, 1 interception, 4 forced fumbles, and 1 fumble recovery. This kid was an absolute unit. Out tackled everybody by over 40 tackles.
Mm.
Yeah. Even the safeties and the next linebacker he beat by over 50 tackles.
Yeah, I remember our old line coach used to telling us if your linebackers and your safeties are the leading tacklers,
that means they're getting the second level a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Coach Eden would never get steamed up about nothing.
Don't take him to a basketball game when you're down at halftime. So let's go over pretty sure the schedule's next for these. And like I said, your first game, 11 a.m. kickoff on Fox, August 30th, is at the Shoe in Ohio State. How you feel about it?
Ohio State, but that's beside the point. Is that a college game day?
I don't know. It ain't came out yet.
That's going to be
But tickets are $342 right now, probably for nosebleeds.
Then I can watch them on college game day just as
free.
Just as free.
But like you said, I'm sticking with Ohio State here. They're still returning Jeremiah Smith.
Oh, that kid's.
Some of the, they've lost a lot of people last year. Jack Sawyer, their thumper linebacker, they lost him. They lost their quarterback, Will Howard. They lost a lot of pieces. But they always say defense wins championships.
Mm-hmm. Next man up.
So that's what I'm going. I'm going with Ohio State, and I'm talking about a nail biter. I'm talking about probably the new kicker for Texas, Shanks, one that he should probably hit.
And not burned Auburn?
No, well, he got burnt. He went to Miami.
He's there with the rest of the people getting burnt.
So starting off the season, Texas, you're supposed to run the SEC gauntlet. You're losing Ohio State. Then you get 3 cupcakes in a row at home, all 3 of them. San Jose State, 11 a.m., September 6th. UTEP, 3:15 on the SEC Network on September 13th. And then September 20th, Houston, I want to say they're in the Conference USA at 7 p.m.
They are.
On the ESPN Plus. That's 3 easy wins. Like I said, Arch Manning might have 3,000 yards by then.
Yeah, they'll get a little bit more competition October 4th at Florida.
Right.
So,
how do you feel about that one, though?
I like Texas. I mean, I know talk good about Florida, but I just, like I said.
I feel like besides there's 3 games to me that really stand out on this schedule. We've already hit one. We're getting to the second half of the schedule that we'll talk about the other 2. And that does not include the Oklahoma game on October the 11th, the Red River rivalry at 2:30. And Jerry World, I give that to Texas as well. John Mateer could win it for Oklahoma. But, again, I feel like there's a bigger question mark on Oklahoma than it is Texas. Right?
I think so. Yeah. Just, you say that John Mateer, I've seen 2 or 3 things flipping through the TikTok and whatnot that a couple guys have got him picked to be the player of the year.
I've told you this. Most people got him to win the Heisman, and you looked at me like I was crazy when I said that. But
I don't know about Heisman because Jeremiah Smith at Ohio State is still a deadly wide receiver.
Yeah, but I'm tired of seeing wide receivers win it.
It's not a point. Get a tight end.
Yeah, give me Gunnar Helm.
Yeah.
October the 18th, they're going to Kroger Field. That's Texas. October 25th, they're going back on the road to Cowbell Central at Mississippi State. That's Texas. They come home against Vanderbilt 11 a.m. on November 1st. That's Texas.
Definitely.
They get a bye week, and here's another one of those big games I was telling you about, the SEC Championship rematch from last year, November 15th at Georgia. The reason I say this is a big game because it's at Georgia, and I feel like one of these 2 teams right here could knock themselves out of that of the SEC contention right here.
Yeah, this is where these hard SEC games get to pick down where you're knocking each other out. I've said it 100 times. The SEC cannibalizes themselves every year when we get down to these games, especially now, the system we're in, that it's the top 2 teams going for the championship.
But if I would rather see a team like Georgia or Texas in the early stages of the year than in November.
Oh, most definitely.
And I feel like that's where Texas meets their match here, and they get beat by Georgia because it's later in the year. Yes, what Arch does, but it's a Kirby Smart offense, Kirby Smart defense. He knows how to, especially for Texas coming off of a bye week. About to say Georgia, but I don't know what they're doing. I just, in Sanford Stadium, I'm giving it to Georgia.
Yeah, I like Georgia here. Kirby don't lose many of these games. especially after bye weeks. So definitely like Georgia.
And then November 22nd, they're staying at home against Arkansas. I'm taking Texas. And then the big one, Friday, November 28th, at home against Texas A&M, 6:30 on ABC. The Aggies come into Longhorn Nation and absolutely beat the fire out of Texas.
Are you okay over there?
You know how I feel about Texas A&M this year.
If they
on paper, you know they look like the best complete team on paper inside the SEC.
But you know, you do a paper, you can ball it up and cover it.
They've done it for the past 3 seasons, but I feel like something's different this year with their defense. And we'll get all into that next week and more into this matchup as we see some of the players that Texas A&M got, and you'll see why I'm so fired up about this Texas A&M team. I'm guessing you picked Texas that game?
Undecided. Hey, don't touch that.
And it's a belly touch over here.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm starting to kind of get the hype. You're talking about Texas A&M.
You'll see when I send you all the stuff if I don't forget.
So let's wait and get my whole 48-hour notice.
Sorry.
But nonetheless, it's done.
Final thoughts. So, what you think?
Texas is going to have, I don't want to say a down year, just not as good as it has been. Mm-hmm. And I think this directly is going to fall on Shark and Manning's shoulders to dictate how their season goes.
Yeah. I just feel like Anthony Hill.
Right here.
I just feel like Anthony Hill Jr. is going to be that big player on that defensive side. That's probably going to keep him in a lot of these games. Probably, like I said, that Georgia game, that Ohio State game, and even that Texas A&M game for a little bit. Because, like I said, I feel like Texas A&M, especially later in the year, is going to just absolutely annihilate them. But on the Tennessee side, like I said, mid-pack team definitely worse than last year. Losing a lot more games. I don't even think probably won't even make a bowl game this year. Very bold pick.
I think we wish I'd have started talking about this before, but at the end of the season, in our final thoughts part, either one of these coaches on the hot seat.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. I think if Heupel has a down year, it's okay because it will probably be his first one.
Yeah,
especially be a losing season. It's nothing like a Mark Stoops or a Napier or Sam Pittman or Hugh Freeze or something like that. You know, a Clark Lee or somebody that has a lot of losing seasons at this program. For Josh Heupel, on the other hand, he don't have that. He has the ability to be a good coach, a solid mid-pack coach, New Year's 6-day game coach every single year. Maybe even sneak into the playoffs if it gets up to 16 teams or more.
Yeah.
But I just feel like this year, I think the Nico situation, as late as it happened, really hurt them in the transfer portal process. And then kind of, I won't say got stuck with Joey Aguilar. But big names that were out there in the portal, if Nico would have said, hey, I'm leaving at the beginning of this,
they could have transferred.
They could have got a big name.
Like I said, Joey, it's Joey Aguilar's game to win too. So
definitely been in the SEC. How is he going to fare and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I feel like that Syracuse game is going to be a little bit different for him, even though it's not SEC, it's ACC. They could lose that one.
Yeah. Anywho.
As all that being said and done, we're now flipping over to the best all-time logo tournament, where we have just now finished the quarterfinals, I want to say.
I hope not, because that's
one of them got finished.
Round 2.
Yeah, there we go. Round 2 took on the Texas A&M Aggies and the Ole Miss Rebels. Ole Miss for the win.
So, what were the numbers on this one?
I think Ole Miss won by like 40 or something.
Okay, and this is not a shocker.
Understandable.
Here.
I mean, I picked Texas A&M, but this is a very iconic logo. Like,
yeah,
bring it back. Put it on a helmet.
Not going to happen, man. We don't have to get into the ins and outs and Democrats of that. I mean,
the next matchup, we're getting down to the nitty gritty.
I know it.
We got 4 teams left. The number 2 seed Georgia Bulldogs taking on the number 14 underdog, pretty much. Underdog. The Auburn Tigers.
I mean, I'm a huge Auburn fan, regardless.
Not being biased
at all. But man, that Georgia, that's still just a bad tail logo.
Like I'd have been okay if this was the finals, but knowing one of these logos, like kind of like Georgia and Kentucky last week, knowing one of these logos is not going to be there in the finals, kind of sucks.
And that's and for people to hear me say this, even the Alabama logo.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I mean, that was all right. But man, this is. I'm just gonna save my vote for next week because I'm not sure yet.
And like I said, even being an Auburn fan, I'm not sure because like we've talked about, this is my favorite logo.
Yeah,
this did not make the cut. So, but my second is this one on the screen here. So, after my third logo got beat last week or a couple weeks ago by this Georgia team, kind of in a Garfunkel position here.
Yeah, I'm Simon too because like I said, I'm not 100% sure either.
But we're gonna
click through these.
We're gonna leave that up to the fans to decide.
Yeah, hopefully we can get a bunch of folks in there because this is getting down close to the.
Yep, 3 weeks left.
3 more weeks, is it? Anywho, all right, guys, you know where to find me at Under Review Customs, 205-885-1137. For your sports fan, for your sportster, sportsette, whatever, get them something nice made from Under Review Customs.
And swapping over to the Wild Country Homestead. We had
Slaughter weekend.
It's pretty, honestly, probably one of the best weekends we had. On Saturday, we killed about 23 chickens. And on Sunday, we killed about 7 or 8 rabbits or something. And about 3 or 4 more weeks, we're going to kill about 7 or 8 more rabbits.
So how do you catch the chickens? I was curious of that.
Oh, we let the kids catch them.
I seen one of the kids holding one. I said, I can't even get close to them.
Well, those are, like I said, those are special chickens. They're meat chickens for a reason. They're fat. They get fat quick within an 8-week span. So they don't run. They don't run that fast, you know. Sounds like me trying to run a 40.
Oh, yeah. We'll be
just imagine that, yeah.
Anywho.
But, you know, fresh baked bread, sourdough bread, waffles, chocolate chip, or
cinnamon rolls,
dinner rolls, muffins, anything eggs. You can think of. Pickled eggs. Got some going on now. Pickles.
Like just regular, like sliced pickle?
Yeah, she's doing some right now.
Ooh, I need to try some.
I was very skeptical. I ain't gonna lie. That woman knows how to make some stuff, and it's pretty good.
Yeah, that's why you're
300 pounds.
I wasn't gonna say it, but if you did,
300 pounds.
But Dr. Now, you need to do 300 pounds 2 months.
But thank you everybody for coming into this episode right at 45 minutes. Perfect timing. I don't know how we got through it that fast. Probably because there was no squirrel jokes this week. But
squirrel what?
Well, that was the only squirrel. But make sure to follow us on Facebook. Also, we'll need to put it in there.
Okay.
Inside the description of this video till the start of the season, if you want to come and join the Under Review podcast and some of our closest friends in a college football pick'em, the link in the description and the password is below in the description. Go ahead. About 10 games a week. We go all the way up to championship week. No, Army Navy week.
Army Navy week.
Army Navy week. Very fun. And there could be a winner for the winner this year.
There could be a winner for. So who was the last year's champion?
Was it you?
It was me. And where's my champion?
You want a baseball?
Have you seen my baseball?
Well, you got my CD.
Correct. I'm getting looked at.
I think we're gonna got a couple spots open. So please message me for college football and NFL fantasy football if you want to join that. Like I said, spots are limited. I think I have like 2 spots maybe available.
I still got to fill my stuff out.
Yeah, but like I said, all that. If you need something, it's in the description below. If any questions that's not in the description, please contact us. Messenger, Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, wherever you can find us. But
send a pigeon.
I'll kill it.
Well, don't send a pigeon.
But until then, thank you and goodbye.